Welcome to www.killthatnoise.com. I'm your boy, the Cameron McMath. I got my man, Joe Son, with me. And today we have the pleasure of joining us. All academic Mountain West, all state good works team, first team all Mountain West, straight from Boise State, Mr. Jay Gro. Appreciate you for joining us, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Good to be here.
What's going on, Jake? How's everything? How's training? How's the preparation going?
It's good. Yeah, getting in shape, getting ready for mini camps and all that stuff post draft. So it's all going really good.
Let's jump right into it. So coming out of high school, we know you were recruited by some big names. Hometown, Arizona, UCLA, Oregon, Texan, USC, the Rich goes, this goes on. Even Rich Rodriguez, who recruited further. So the question is, why Boise?
Yeah, I mean, for me at the time, Chris Peterson was there, who's now at University of Washington, and it was mostly just a culture thing, and a program that won a lot. Offensively, they did a lot of things that I thought I would fit well into. But really, it's kind of what the program was all about, and the area and the culture that's in Boise and at Boise State was something that really just drew me into the program, and the people that are there.
Exactly. So you mentioned the culture at Boise State. I had a coach who I coached on in Washington by the name of Rocky Patch, and played at Boise State linebacker. He spoke a lot about the culture of Boise State, and we know in the past Boise has done a lot of aggressive play calling and things like that. What's the atmosphere and the thought process behind the coaches and the players in big games to be able to call those type of plays?
Uh-huh. I think just the culture there, it's just, everybody has a chip on their shoulder. But with the play calling and that stuff, I think it's that, they know that they've prepared a certain way. And so they trust their process. And, that's how the program is, that we have a process that, we know has been successful. And so we stick to it. And, we know it puts us in a good position come game time.
Now, going back to coming out of high school, you were recruited as a wide receiver and outside linebacker. Now you're heading into the NFL tight end. What was that transition like for you?
Yeah, it was definitely difficult for a little bit. Switching to tight end, putting your hand in the dirt, learning how to block, all that, took a lot of time, a lot of hours of just repetition and stuff like that. But I think it put me in a great position to be a playmaker, playing wide receiver in high school. And then, playing defense, at least being able to have an understanding of defenses for defense recognition and, all that stuff. So I think, all of it kind of helped me progress into the player I am
now. Awesome. So you kind of got that advantage had been a linebacker, like you said, being able to match up now to understand what offenses do, what defenses do, and what to be able to look at. But going into the next level, being in the NFL, a lot of tight ends these days are used as fullbacks and goal line packages. I know you had a couple rushing touchdowns over your career, two, if I'm not mistaken. How comfortable would you be being in the backfield, lead blocking and taking handoffs like that?
Yeah, I mean, definitely very comfortable, I think. Got a handful of opportunities in college, got plenty of opportunities at fullback, did a bunch of stuff at fullback throughout my time there. But getting to play some Wildcat this last year definitely, gives me a new level of comfortability back there, to see holes open up and be patient and all that kind of stuff, a little change of scenery. Yeah.
Now, Cam mentioned the 2 rushing touchdowns. Combined in your first 3 seasons, had 3 touchdowns. And last senior season, 7 receiving touchdowns with 2 rushing touchdowns. What changed? What led to the success?
I think, just my position on the team of, being a leader and kind of one of the guys that they're looking to make big plays all the time. Just I think, the way you prepare. I think, just being in the right place at the right time and, when the ball came my way, just making the most of the opportunity.
So going into this week, we know the draft is coming up, and a lot of the players have done the voluntary OTAs and things like that. What's the mindset and nerves moving forward? What are you doing to stay calm and kind of keep your mind off of these type of things?
I think it's kind of not that you need to keep your mind off of it, but just keep preparing. I don't necessarily think now is the time to really relax. This is kind of your big opportunity to go out there and showcase your talents and all that kind of stuff come mini camps and OTAs and then into fall camp and all that. So I think, guys should be preparing. And I think that's what I've been doing, is preparing myself, just as I would prepare myself for a season or anything like that, getting in football shape.
Right. So now I'm going to put myself in the shoes of a general manager, a coach, a GM. I'm sure you've been asked the question. If I'm willing to take a chance on you, what kind of player am I getting? Who is Jay Gro?
Yeah, you're going to get a savvy tight end that understands the game of football, that is always going to be in the right place at the right time and knows how to get open and make plays when they matter most.
Okay.
Awesome. So I have a source kind of told me that we don't want to jump into speculations, but said the Atlanta Falcons have been kind of looking at you real tough as far as what you offer, what you bring.
Yeah.
Is there any particular, I know it's hard to say, a preference for a team that you say, this is a team I would love to go to. This is what I've been thinking, or any of your family has mentioned to you?
Family-wise, not really. They've been through this process before with my older brother, so they kind of, understand it a little bit. But for me, it's mostly just being in the right situation. Is really, I know that, what I do in my position as a tight end and kind of a hybrid guy is a little bit more unique. And so kind of just being in the right situation, the right offense, and that kind of stuff, a place that can use my talents and what I do, to the best of my ability.
Right. Now that you're heading into the NFL draft, is there a message or any advice that you can give the underclassmen that are going to be in your situation one day?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just about working hard. I know everybody says that, but, I think it's just about putting in the work. A lot of people think that, they see the success of people, and so they, don't necessarily look at how they got there. Or, what we've always called is like the dark days.
Right.
You're nobody, and you're out, no one's watching you. I think that's the stuff that created a lot of great players, and so just kind of doing that work behind the scenes, just when no one's watching. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Speaking of advice and things like that, you mentioned that your brother had been through this process. Is there any advice that he's given you that you have found beneficial, seeing that he's gone through this process and experienced it? What is he telling you?
There's a lot, it's kind of like, in every stage we're in, he kind of has little, snippets of stuff that, he's giving me. But coming up, into the draft, he's like, just be prepared, with this whole draft, making sure that you have all your ducks in a row, come the draft, whether you get drafted or you're a free agent, knowing which team, would be the best fit for you and stuff like that. Right. He's like, you can run into a lot of sticky situations not being prepared. And then he's like, when you get into camp, he's like, just make plays, be that guy that, is showing up, and being consistent all the time.
Now let's talk tight end. We have Gronk, Hurts, the big name. Give me the one tight end not named those three. Pattern yourself. Try to pattern.
There's a guy named Owen Daniels. He used to play for the Texans and a little bit with the Broncos. Who's, kind of a guy around my size, super crafty player, who always found ways to get open and make his blocks, even being not necessarily, a 6'6", 260 guy. So I think it's guys like that, but even watching guys like Jason Witten, how they run their routes and get open, and, kind of use a little bit of savviness and craftiness to their game. That's really what I try to look for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. So who have kind of shout out the person you've kind of been working with to kind of get you prepared for the next level moving forward in these processes? Who have you been dialed in with that's giving you these techniques and pushing you to your limits?
Yeah, I've been working with the team over at Evo Ultra Fit down here in Tempe, Arizona. They do a lot of great things. The guys who are over there, Charles Maka and Jay Schroeder, and they've done an awesome job. And I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in now without them. So they've been awesome, and people that I plan on working with for a long time.
Absolutely. So being a tight end, being a fullback, give me the one guy, defensive end, middle linebacker. Give me the one guy you look forward to competing with on Sunday.
Ooh, that's tough. Gosh, I'll just shout out an old teammate, DeMarcus Lawrence, who plays for the Cowboys.
Oh.
When I was a redshirt freshman, he was a junior the year, he ended up leaving after that year, and that guy's an animal. At that point, I was a little scrawny freshman trying to figuring out how to play tight end. And he's a great player, obviously with the success he's had. So I think it'd be awesome to, kind of be on the same field as him again.
Absolutely.
Now you're an Arizona boy. I have to go back to it, and I want to know, Joe's son being in Miami. I'm from Arkansas, lived in Seattle. You're an Arizona boy. Going to Boise, weather-wise and things like that. What's the transition, the thought process, and how has that being able to play in those two type of atmospheres kind of benefited you moving forward? Because we know a lot of guys in the league, particularly quarterbacks in different positions, like to play in domes, like to doing certain stuff. How has that proven to be a benefit for you to be able to do both types of weather?
Yeah, I think it kind of, keeps you prepared for everything, playing in extreme heat and playing in extremely cold weather. So I think it keeps you prepared for both. I think that's the biggest thing, is just when guys aren't prepared for kind of the environment that they're in, things can go wrong. So, not, being in that environment before. So when it comes up again, it's something that's, it's not gonna, affect me in such a big way.
Right. So if it wasn't for football, let's talk off the field. What are you currently majoring, and what would you be doing if it wasn't for football?
I majored in finance at Boise State and graduated, and they have a great program there. And I'm not sure if I wasn't playing football, if I'd necessarily be in finance, probably something more entrepreneurial. Always had ideas rolling around and, all that kind of stuff. And it's a little bit more interesting, a little bit more creativity involved, and then the finance world, than sitting behind the desk. But even though there's, all sorts of areas in the finance industry to, do different stuff that allows for that. But definitely probably something more entrepreneurial.
Okay. Switching over, let's do a little bit of rapid fire. Controversial one, the most controversial one we have here. The greatest of all time, MJ or LeBron? Who you got?
Oh, wow. I think LeBron is the best athlete to play in the NBA. But I think Jordan is the best, all-around skill, along with, being a good athlete. So I'm going to have to give it to Jordan.
Okay.
That's fair.
So,
yeah.
Let's go another controversial one. As far as gaming systems, you got Xbox or PlayStation?
I'm not much of a gamer, but from yeah, I don't really play video games. But from what people tell me, I'd go with the Xbox. But I myself might just go back Nintendo 64. Some old school Mario Kart.
Old school.
Yeah, throw it back.
Okay. Now game day. Give me your top 3 artists, your top 3 songs to get you pumped, get you rolling for the game.
Yeah. I actually don't listen to a lot of music on game day. I kind of try to stay, at a certain level, with all the adrenaline that's already in it.
Right.
But if I am listening to a song, it's probably something in the realm of some electric dance music. So probably either some Odessa or gosh, who else? I mean, there's a lot. Maybe some Kygo or something. Yeah, but I'll go with Odessa. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of visual songs that go into it.
Okay. So here we go. In their prime, in the best times of their lives, who was the greatest out of the Mikes? You got Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson.
Gosh, you guys really asked some tough questions. I'm gonna go with, I think, Michael Jackson. I think, as a performer, he's the greatest. Just an entertainer. Does it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, being that you're a tight end, I gotta ask the question. I'm gonna give you 3 names, or you can give me your own guy. You got Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, or Gronkowski. Who you got?
Ooh, wow. Wow. I'm gonna go with Gronk. I think. Yes. Gronk.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the guy really, kind of do it all.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely can do it all. Definitely can do it all.
Yeah.
And he's back.
So I want to ask.
Guys can't do it all because they definitely can. But I think Gronk kind of changed the game for tight ends a little bit.
Yeah. And he's back.
Oh
also.
yeah. Oh yeah.
He announced he's coming back today.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. So give it to me. I want to know the truth about it. The toughest guy you had to go against blocking wise throughout your career.
Can it be a teammate, or is it, someone on an opposing team?
It can be a teammate.
I'm at DeMarcus Lawrence is definitely up there. Yeah, Kamale Correa. He was a great player. He plays for the Baltimore Ravens now.
Okay, linebacker.
And those are 2 guys that were teammates. On opposing teams, my redshirt freshman year, we played against Ole Miss. I'm not exactly sure who the guy was exactly, but they yeah.
Okay. So now, last meal, you find out the world's gonna end tomorrow. You can only pick one meal. What do you have?
I'm going to a Boise local spot, Pie Hole, the pizza joint, hole in the wall, right next to campus. Yeah, kind of got a funky, little flip on pizza. That's what I would go with.
Pizza?
With you got to have the ranch. That's special.
Pizza with ranch. Okay.
Yeah.
Pizza with ranch. Ooh. So, you say you don't not a real video gamer. So tell the people for fun. What does Jay Gro do for fun on his day off, out with the friends, out with the girlfriend? What does Jay Gro do for fun?
I like to just try some new restaurants, stuff like that. Kind of more so just be around some good people, have some good conversation. I'll watch some Netflix, a little Office. We'll get in there, some Silicon Valley. Different shows. But yeah, kind of all sorts of things. Not really much of a gamer, like you said. So kind of, rather go do some things with some people.
Okay. So before we wrap it up, we want to give you the floor. We want to give you the platform. Is there anybody or anything that you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah. My family, first and foremost, all the support that they've been throughout this whole process in my years, they and my girlfriend Abby, she's been super supportive over the last couple of years. So definitely got to give her a shout out, and definitely Christ, because he's put in this situation. It's definitely been a roller coaster, these last couple of years, and so definitely had to trust him in his process, and so it's been awesome. So definitely all those people.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Once again, this is www.killthenoise.com. We want to thank my man Jay Gro, Boise State Bronco, 2018 NFL draftee, for joining us. Once again, I'm your boy D. Cameron McMath, my man Joe Son. We signing out.
Thank you guys.